Let me give you guys two examples from my own experience. I'll give you one physical example and one mental example, okay? So the physical example would be that because I spent so much time as a kid and a teen out on the basketball court, I built up a endurance and a stamina to being on the basketball court. And it was very specific to the basketball court. For example, if I tried to play soccer, I would feel physically, cardiovascularly, like I was dying. But because I spent so much time out here, I found that when other people my age, my teammates, strangers, whoever it was, as long as they were my age or even younger, in between games, they would start to fatigue and get tired, whereas I wouldn't. And that wasn't something that I had planned or something that I trained for. I just found that I had acquired this stamina because of the amount of time I was spending on the basketball court. So that wasn't a talent that I brought in from another aspect of my life, but had I applied myself to another sport, say like cross-country running, I think that talent would have emerged from doing that sport as well. It was just a matter of the fact that I chose to apply myself to basketball, thus that talent came to the surface in the context of playing basketball. In terms of the mental aspect of talent when it comes to my experience with basketball is when I was a kid and I was just on the court by myself with a basketball, I had no idea what I was doing. I just loved the sort of movement of basketball, right? I loved dribbling, I loved running, I loved jumping, I loved chasing after the ball. I just loved sort of the movement of basketball, and I wasn't playing against anybody. I was usually on the court by myself, and I just loved how being active and moving around the basketball court felt. And then as I got older and I decided that I wanted to explore my potential to see how good of a basketball player I could become, and when I started to value winning and losing and thus teaching myself the strategy of basketball, that is when I sort of started to develop my mental side of basketball. I could then start seeing patterns on the court. I could start seeing passing lanes. I could start seeing angles of rebounds. But not only that, I was also subconsciously noticing smaller things like body posture, body language, how someone was standing, how they were distributing their weight, how they would stop, how they would pivot. I would notice all these small things all at once to go along with what kind of defense is the defense playing, how is the formation of the basketball on offense, you know, in terms of the position to the ball, how are they moving it, what side of the court are they attacking on, that kind of stuff. I would notice that the more I studied the game, the more I recognized and were aware of those things sort of all at once. And again, that wasn't something that going into the idea of wanting to explore my potential as a player that I had planned. I didn't know that that was part of my repertoire as a player. I just wanted to study the best players on the planet, and in the process of doing that, I discovered that I could see the court in that way. And so that's my example of a mental talent that I was able to bring to the table as a basketball player that I wasn't aware of when I had started my journey of trying to build my own basketball legacy.